Amber Hefeweizen is like
Yeah.
what I've been brewing the longest, and I did a blueberry batch with from the blueberries from my blueberry bushes in my
I
backyard. And
think that's how I found you. I think it's one of the first videos I saw, but probably commented on. I was like, that looked phenomenal.
oh, so good.
No,
It was
no,
so good, and
I
it's
bet you it was.
completely different. And I was like, I'm gonna
Yeah.
add some blueberries, and I didn't want to use any extracts or anything. I just processed the blueberries and went for it, and
Yeah,
it came out
so
great.
yeah, if you listen to episode one, like my cousin Scott talks about how he just grabs grapes from his grapevine and threw it into one of his ales. Right. So like, I was like, I don't think he even washed them or what. I think or rinsed them off. I think it was about it and just dumped it in there. Right. So like, who knows what wild yeast was in there and all that kind of stuff. It was good because I was actually happened to show up while he still had quite a bit left over. And it was, I couldn't describe. He described it great. Like I had a hard time, but when he said it tasted like that Big League Chew, great bubblegum when we were
That's a
kids, right?
bubble gum,
I was
the
like, yeah,
tape of
it
them.
had a lot of that flavor to it. Like, okay, yeah, it did, didn't it? That was awesome.
Yeah. But I
So
think yeah, you'll get to know the grains better as you do, because that is what's hard. You're using extracts. You don't know, really, like you said, you don't know what's in there
yeah,
that made that
exactly.
extract. So, but
I think
I think
another
just
advice
don't
I
be
give
afraid.
people is actually taste some of the grains too, so you have an idea. Because you can
That's
read
true.
it all you want, and like until
Right.
you taste it yourself, like do you actually taste the caramel toffee notes that they're saying? Because you may not pick
Right.
that up because everyone's palate's obviously slightly different, right? So that's
That's
something
right.
kind of take
Yeah.
in consideration. I've gotten to the point where I'll even taste a little bit of the dry yeast just to kind of see what flavors that might impart as well, too, right? Just
Yeah.
kind of to see what that is. I'm not trying liquid yeast because obviously I don't want to put my finger in the middle of the stream, but I'm not trying liquid yeast. But I probably should just to see what flavors can I pick up. That's one thing I lack. I think I'm very blind when it comes to flavor profiles. I want to get better at it. I mean, I've been drinking beer for a very long time, but the bulk of my beer drinking life was Bud Light. I drank a lot of Bud
Right.
Light. I gave a lot of money to them, so that's what I knew. Well, I didn't start really getting into craft beer until 2000, whenever I moved down here. So what was that? Five, maybe? Yeah, I think it was 2005. So I went back to college, and every time I would finish off a semester, I'd go build a six pack somewhere. So I'd go like Kroger or Food Line or something like that. I'd go build six packs. So I would try different kind of beers, and then I was like, oh, these are kind of good. Then like craft. And then I saw there's craft breweries around here, so I started going to craft breweries, and then I watched my cousin brew his own beer. Then I did, of course, 2021 is whenever I think about my kit. Then I got into the hobby. I'm like, oh man, wish I would have found this a long time ago. This is great. But like you're saying earlier, so I've actually dialed back. I hardly ever do 5 gallons unless I buy a kit. But I do 3 gallons because I can't drink five
There you
gallons of
go.
beer, right? And then
Right.
I usually
Right.
get tired of the beer after a while. There's so many styles I
Gotcha.
want to try to make. Um, I don't have a whole lot of people around me that drink beer or want my beer, so I can't give it away very easily. But the street I live on, there's only like 5 or 6 houses, so
Right.
so it's really hard to get rid of it. So I'm like, that's fine, it's whatever. I enjoy the process of making the beer, the benefits or the pleasure I get from is drinking the beer. But sometimes, like even after a pint or two, I'm like, oh, that was good. Now I want to make something different. So maybe I already have a bunch of grains already bought, and I want to start doing something.
Right. And I've seen, know a couple other people that have, I've helped along the way that have gotten interested and want to try it. And it's like, you can do like the little 1 gallon batches. The problem is it's so little. That's what I have a buddy who's like, I don't know however many it was. He's like, I don't know. I have like 6 bottles of beer now after all that work.
Yeah,
So I was like, it seems to be like that, you know, at 3 gallons is a nice sweet
and
spot.
that's a sweet spot I think overall.
And then it's just a matter of figuring out your recipes because they're just not going to
Mm-hmm.
be readily available, right?